Good afternoon. My name is Eric Button. I'm a proud alumni of Burning Tree Programs, and this is Burning Tree Program Spotlight. Burning Tree Programs is a family-owned organization that was founded by David Elliott back in 1999. The initial program that David created is Burning Tree Ranch. It's outside of Dallas in Kaufman. Burning Tree Ranch is a dedicated chemical dependency substance use disorder treatment center for the chronic relapser. It is a long-term residential center. Average length of stay is 8 to 14 months of residential stay and then a year of transitions. In 2004, David Elliott created Burning Tree Lodge. Burning Tree Lodge was rebranded a couple years ago. It is now known as Renewal Lodge by Burning Tree. It is in Elgin, Texas, about 23 miles east of Austin. Renewal Lodge is a clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps with master level clinicians. It is an in-network provider and works with all major insurance policies here in the United States. New to the Burning Tree family is Awakenings Hill Country. Awakenings Hill Country owners, Jessica and Josh Slay, teamed up with Burning Tree to create Awakenings Hill Country and to continue its mission of helping women find freedom with women guiding them on the path. It's a trauma-focused residential center, also in network with several insurance companies here in the United States. And then our owner found his path of freedom in Tucson, Arizona. And we have a program out there for young adults called Burning Tree West. Burning Tree West is about 1.5 miles east of the University of Arizona. It's a young adult extended care program with sober living beds available for men and women, and it has a collegiate track. So, Spotlight, we're very honored today to bring on a licensed professional counselor in Dallas. Her name is Angie Buja, and she has been very instrumental with Burning Tree for several years now. So Angie, welcome to Spotlight.
Hi, Eric. Glad to be here.
How are you?
I'm good. Feel like I'm surviving a quarantine, global pandemic, right?
Yeah. So I see you're at your Sparrow House office.
Yes.
Which is it's probably the best location. The two gold towers there at Northwest Highway and 75 in Dallas, if you're familiar with the area, Sparrow House Counseling. And from what I understand, this month is your 10-year anniversary. Is that right?
It is. We started May 2010, and it's been I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's been a great ride.
So let me ask you, Angie, you have more than one partner, right?
I have 3 partners. Yes.
So you have 3 partners.
Yes.
So how did the 4 of you come together to create Sparrow House Counseling?
That's a great question. So 2 of my current partners and then 1 other partner who has since retired from the practice. We all worked together. We were all in a private practice, working with other colleagues that we really enjoyed. And part of what we really wanted as our dream was to have a counseling practice that was collaborative, meaning we really did work together instead of a group of clinicians all seeing people individually and just sharing office. We actually wanted to create a team environment where we could cross-refer to each other. We would rally behind a brand, and it wouldn't be necessarily, this is my practice and I'm going to see everybody, but it would allow us to see the people that we're equipped to see, and we can specialize and really kind of work with those that are in our wheelhouse. And so as we dreamed, what we thought is, well, we can start a practice that really is dedicated to a grouping collaboratively together and behind a brand, not selling a person, but really working together to be of service to the community and to try to help people get connected with the best therapists for their needs, whether it's at our office or somewhere else.
So I know you're a licensed professional counselor, and
Yes.
the S stands for supervisor.
Yes.
So you get to help new counselors as they venture from school into practical application.
Yes.
Tell us what that does for you personally.
Supervising is fun. I'm also I supervise people who are seeking a certification to become an eating disorder specialist. So I also have my credentials through the International Association of Eating Disorder Prevention. And so I get to work with people who want to work with eating disorders, and I get to work with young clinicians who are fresh out of school, figuring out what they're doing, where they're going. And it is such a reward to get to do that, to get to walk with a young clinician who really doesn't quite know what they're doing. You can learn a lot in school, but actually doing therapy and practicing that and being in the seat, the chair, it takes a lot of mistakes. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of growing and learning and teachability. And it's probably one of the favorite things I get to do is to work with people, to embrace their mistakes as opportunities to grow and learn. It reminds me of what it was like for me a long time ago when I first started counseling, and how scary it is. And sometimes sitting in session going, I don't know what to do with this. I'm scared. And so I love that I get to be a part of that. And my favorite people that I get to work with as supervisors are people who really are teachable, because mistakes happen and you're not supposed to know everything as a therapist. And it's just fun to get to kind of celebrate, oh yeah, I don't know everything. And I get to really be in this process with other people. Yeah. So it's such a privilege. So, right. I have the best job. I think I have the best job. I get to hear and walk through life with people. So it's a real privilege. Yeah.
I know. I really like to hear. So what you do is help them do their internship.
Yes.
Help them navigate that. It's a lot like what Burning Tree does with the transition program, which is not far from your office. The transition program is basically an internship of recovery, practical application of what you learned. So how many clinicians do you have at the Sparrow House Counseling Center?
I think at this point we have 24 or 25. So. Wow. And we have clinicians who are in graduate school right now, basically finishing up their classwork, to people who are psychologists. So we have a very wide range of clinical.
And then, if you don't mind me asking, you went to school at the Dallas Seminary, is that right?
Yes, Dallas Theological Seminary.
Theological Seminary. Well, I know several people that have had the opportunity to go through that through that facility or that learning center. And so tell me, how has Sparrow House adapted to this not being able to have everybody come into the office? Has it been working well for you guys?
Yes. Good question. I would say that it's a gift that we get to do our job virtually. We're lucky that we have the capability to continue to provide resources for our clients, continue to have sessions with our clients, get to be with people, continue to walk through this process. I would also say, though, as a team, because we are so team focused, it's been hard because we miss each other. I miss getting to walk down the hall and talk to one of my colleagues who's maybe really great at working with anxiety. And if I'm feeling a little stuck, I don't have access just to ask them, hey, what would you do in this moment? And so I think we miss kind of the team environment, but we're 100% virtual. We're getting to work with our clients remotely. And I'm grateful for the technology for that.
Yeah. So Angie, I want to ask you also, I'm sure you have specialists under your in your practice that you alluded that you work with some eating disorders and you're a trainer.
Yes.
And then I'm sure you have some professionals that work on trauma for people. Is that right?
Yes.
What modalities do you in your organization like to facilitate?
For trauma specifically?
Yes.
So we do have a clinician who is licensed or certified in EMDR, and then we have several clinicians who are working on their CPT, which is cognitive processing, which is approved by the VA specifically for PTSD. It's got really great evidence behind it as far as application for both civilian and non-civilian trauma needs. And so those are the two main modalities. And then the basic the other one would be cognitive behavioral therapy that's trauma informed. So
okay. So I want to shift gears a little bit. We're very fond of you at Burning Tree.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, and you co-facilitate a process for the families and their loved ones who get to go through the ranch program in Kaufman.
Yes.
How did that program come about with you and Heidi Smith in the beginning?
Well, it was pretty casual, actually. There was an opening, and Heidi and I we're friends through various programs together of recovery, and so we have known each other as colleagues and friends. And she said, "Hey, this is open, and I know that you have done some other group processes using experiential, which is a modality where it's very here and now and working with group processes in the moment." And she said, "Would you be interested?" And literally, I think I drove out to Kaufman, met David, and he was like, "Great, let's see what you can do." And I was in 2 weeks, I think, sitting in the family program. And over the last 13 years, getting to just continue to develop and grow the program. Burning Tree is a place that really supports their family work, and I appreciate that. As a facilitator, I get to come in and know that I've got the whole Burning Tree team behind the work we're doing, and they're very supportive of families getting their own help and recovery, and making sure that they're taken care of as their loved one is fighting a chronic disease. And so it's morphed over the years, but it's a lot of hard, intense work over 3 days that families are brave enough and willing to engage in. So
I've always admired hearing your process. You come in to facilitate the 3-day process with our clinical director now. And you really don't know anything about the family members.
Well, what I know is that their loved one is a chronic relapser. That is the That is the information I'm given. Yes.
And then you walk down this path with them of exploration, and then you quickly, because of your intuitive skills, you quickly figure out how this family works. I really like it when you name the family members and the clients.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that process, would you?
Yes. So one of the processes is that we give people an opportunity to have a name tag. And essentially the name tag references something that's not working for them. It's not a name as in name calling, but it's simply something that may not be working for them. It's just a blind spot. And we give them an opportunity to look at that and to actually experience how that really may not be working for them. Because our hope is that for family members who are legitimately suffering because they have a loved one suffering, is that they can begin to find a path forward for themselves into recovery. And so we'll use whatever we can. Some people love the name tags. It's kind of a little club at Burning Tree Ranch that, once you go through the family program, you get this name tag, and people, it's kind of like joining a club you never knew you wanted to be in. And you get to have this shared experience that goes back 13 years where alumni still know their name tags and can talk about that and be a part of it. And so it's one of the experiential processes where instead of just trying to educate people on the roles that they might play in face of the disease or educate them on things that are ineffective in communication, we actually give them a chance to really actually put it right here next to their heart and experience how that might be blocking them from the things they really want in their life.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the process, the family member and their loved one, the family, they get to leave and go on a pass, right?
Yes.
How do you walk a family? I'm sure they're nervous.
Yes.
What's some of the things that you do to help support them in that next phase of development?
That's a great question. I know on Friday, as we're landing the plane of family program, one of the things we work on is we really talk about boundaries, and then again, practice do a visualization on what boundaries are. And then we try to give them some really strong guidelines for when they're out that night, eating dinner, keeping topics very light. Burning Tree Ranch does a great job making sure clients are at a place where they're ready to do some of the work that they need to do, whether it's making amends, being of service to their family. So Burning Tree Ranch does a great job getting the client ready so that it's really not just like, hey, it's all about me, client, let's go out and eat, but that the family really can celebrate the hard work that they've done that week. And then it hopefully is a little bit of a launching pad for being able to figure out how to have a different relationship. And I know the aftercare program and the continued clinical support for the families as they learn how to walk alongside in their own recovery and that chronic relapser. So it's kind of a launching pad is what I think of it as, like a starting point, hopefully.
I know that I really enjoy coming out to the ranch when you are facilitating family program and then getting to visit with you and getting to run into the counselor that you're supervising. And to see the joy and the twinkle in your eye, because you're not only helping the family, but you're helping this new counselor. You're planting seeds.
Yes.
And planting seeds, it's helping me segue into the next question that I have. And I've never asked you this. How did you and your partners come up with the name Sparrow House?
Oh, that's a good question. So it is taken from a verse actually out of the Bible where it talks about how God, his eye is on the sparrow, and that a sparrow will not even fall to the ground without God knowing that and paying attention to that. And so part of what we wanted our practice to be about was essentially this place where people could come and know that their life, their story is valuable. And that just like that sparrow, that we want to create an environment that they walk in, they go, okay, I'm seen and I'm known, even in maybe my ugliest places or my best places.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So it's not just a sparrow.
We don't have a love of sparrows. No, we have a love of value.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
So I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
You're a mother.
Yes.
And you're a wife, and so do you and your husband split time with homeschooling?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, because I'm a parent to one child, and I'm a therapist. Obviously, I'm actually married to a therapist. So with one child, I mean, it's wheels off.
Yeah.
Only 10-year-old that can actually identify what he feels off of a list and articulate it. But he's pretty autonomous. So usually one of us is in the house, but right now with homeschooling, he really, and I think it's the advantage of having an only child. He's kind of like gotten to really grow up pretty fast. And so he goes downstairs and takes care of his business. But as of today, Eric, he is a 5th grader. He's not in school anymore. They're finished.
Wow.
Yeah, he's at home playing Fortnite and just thrilled to not be doing his homework. So
well, I was hoping you were going to share with me that you're the better teacher than your husband.
No.
And then y'all would have something to discuss this evening at the house.
No.
Well, I can't thank you enough, Angie, for what you bring to Burning Tree and what you bring to the Metroplex in Dallas. And if there's a family out there that's struggling, please reach out to Sparrow House, reach out to Angie and her team. And we're very honored to have you on Burning Tree Program Spotlight today, Angie.
Thank you, Eric. Glad to be here.
Yeah, have a blessed weekend. And Tell your son congratulations on going to the 5th grade.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Angie Buja, wonderful person, wonderful organization, Sparrow House Counseling. We are very blessed to have her connected with Burning Tree and helping us facilitate a path of freedom for our families and their loved ones at Burning Tree Ranch. David Elliott founded our organization in 1999. We are a family-owned organization, just as Sparrow House is. Burning Tree Ranch was created in Kaufman, Texas. It is a long-term residential treatment center for men and women who are deemed chronic relapsers. Average length of stay is 8 to 14 months with a year of transitions. The internship that Angie was talking about that she gets to facilitate with her counselors. Burning Tree Lodge in Elgin, Texas was created in 2004. It is now known as Renewal Lodge by Burning Tree. It is a 30, 60, 90-day program for men and women. It is an in-network provider. It will allow families to utilize their insurance, health insurance here in the United States. It is a clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps. Then new to the family in Fredericksburg, Texas, Hill Country, is an all-women's center, and it is called Awakenings Hill Country. Jessica Slay and Josh Slay head that program up. And they have a robust trauma track for women. It's women helping women. And they also are an in-network provider. And then in Tucson, Arizona, where our owner found his path of freedom, is Burning Tree West. Burning Tree West is a young adult program, extended care. It has sober living beds available for men and women. The extended care program is also for men and women. It has a collegiate track to it, and it is geared towards the 18 to 28-year-old. It also can utilize some in-network benefits. So if you have any needs, please feel free to reach out to Burning Tree Programs. And thank you for watching Spotlight, and have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.